Do you ever zoom in on Google Maps and spy on places that you'll probably never go to? Well, except maybe virtually at that exact moment. A glimpse at a different life, for better or worse. That's what I was doing when I found a very peculiar place. You see, I've been traveling across Thailand's red zone, a place with a level 3 to 4 travel warning from most world governments due to a violent insurgency that's been going for over 20 years now. My next stop on this journey was supposed to be the city of Betong, but I noticed something a little unusual on my route in the jungles. Chinese named villages very deep off of the main roads. You see, this region was the location for a failed Maoist rebellion where China supplied a lot of intelligence, explosives, ammunition, and a lot of money to rebels in the region. And apparently now, Maoists and Stalinists and the families of those Chinese volunteers that promoted the conflict still live here. Because of this, I've made it a bit of a mission to discover what's really going on in this region. So join me as I journey across the jungle to find the remains of China's secret communist rebellion in Thailand's little-known red zone. Good morning from Yala. It's our third and final day exploring the deep south and the separatist areas, the red zone of Thailand. On our way out, I wanted to go stop by. There it is in the distance. Betong City claims that that is the world's largest mailbox. Wow, what a beauty. I would travel thousands of miles for that. All right, off to go to the Malaysian Chinese communist village, deep in the jungle. On my way out of town, I noticed an old Chinese temple, presumably cared by those who experienced the communist rebellion, or maybe even those who had supported it. Let's go check it out. This was a slightly unexpected stop, but you can really see the Chinese influence in the area when they supported the Malaysian insurgents on the Communist Party back in the 1950s, all the way into the 1970s. There was a time when Deng Xiaoping, who was kind of famously known for liberalizing the economy and moving China into a post-Maoist state. But he was still supporting insurgency groups and communist groups, Malay groups operating in Thailand's far north or Thailand's far south and Malay's far north. It's a really interesting bit of history, and here are some of the remnants. Inside the temple, we met a Chinese man who tends to it, whose parents came here sometime in the 1930s or 40s, long before the insurgency or the Cold War, but surely an interesting time.
中国有26省，我姓韩，韩很难写的，一点一过去写来，里面一个龙 ，I am 75 years old.
75.
Really old.
Very young.
You're so young, still young.
我父亲从中国广西。
Never seen an American at this temple before. He was curious about American money, so we're going to give him the rarest, the $2 bill. That's pretty special.
找不到1块，只有这个。
Two.
2块。
2块。
Thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem.
Very beautiful. 美国的教师教我读书 ，Mr. Alfred.
哦。
Alfred 怎么来了？难了。
什么时候
？50年前了，50ปีก่อนนานแล้ว
He went on to tell us about a man named Mr. Alfred, who came here from America as a volunteer of the Peace Corps at the peak of the Communist Rebellion. He taught the temple keeper how to read some books in English, and it seems to have left a very good impression. I wonder where he is now, if he's still alive. But anyways, we explored the rest of the temple and came across a shrine dedicated to safe travels, something that we would like to have for the remainder of our trip through the red zone. Really nice guy running the temple there. But he was born here in Betong. His parents moved here probably for investment opportunities of some kind. But really, really nice guy. That was a nice experience. I'm glad we went in and talked to him. All right, now we're heading off to the Malay Chinese communist village. It began to rain and it's monsoon season, so let's grab a quick safety-focused lunch to wait it out since the roads ahead are mountainous. Despite Thailand's deep south having a large Muslim majority, this region is the one exception, as evidenced by all the pork dishes and Chinese restaurants. It's an interesting contrast to conflicts with the communist past and then the more current Islamic insurgency.
We came at the right time. There's like 100 Chinese people that showed up and crammed their way in. We'll wrap up here and carry on. We're gonna go find the communist village now on the way out. And that one's deep off the main road in rebel territory. Should be good. All right, I can only hope it doesn't rain too much because the roads out here are dreadful when it rains. They get very, I don't know how else to describe it other than they get like very oily and you just wipe your car out. Let's hope that's not us on our small mountain roads today.
After leaving Betong and the main highway behind, the roads quickly start to deteriorate. It was in these jungles that Chinese sponsored the communists, being mostly students and local minorities, where they built camps for guerrilla fighters. Their proposed strategy was similar to China's successful civil war, surround the cities from the countryside, which the fighters did until after Mao died, where the momentum faded under the more liberal leadership of Deng Xiaoping. Upon entry to the village, though, we are met with some, well, familiar faces. Those of good old Comrade Marx, Engels, Lenin, Stalin, and of course, Mao Zedong.
It's a blown up explosive. We're quite remote now, but there's a little bit of history still remaining. I have a little local town museum in this village, kind of showcasing, the Chinese influence in the region when they funded the Malay communist rebellions, which were not successful, but the world's most uncanny man. Stunning. As well as some of the people in charge here. Various meetings between Malaysian Communist Party members and rebellious leaders with Chinese officials.
A kind local woman saw us aimlessly standing around and opened up the museum for us. I can't help but to think that not too many people come out this far.
Is it mostly Malaysian people that come here? Malaysian, Chinese?
Yes,
Yeah.
communist
Communist people.
in bank,
Yeah.
in money.
Yeah. Was it to pay communists
Yes,
in Malaysian communists
yes,
from China? They get check from China.
yes.
Volunteer? Like a... So from China they come to Malaysia to fight for the communists.
I really am fascinated by all of this. It's essentially a forgotten history, a different side to the Cold War. She showed us pictures of the volunteer fighters, landmines, film reels of old propaganda, the character press for distributing pro-communist leaflets, detectors for explosives, and really just an impressive array of things that until just recently I had no idea had existed here.
Some people think this area is unsafe. Do you know? You think it's safe? It's safe? Yeah. 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 Because some government, like America, Canada, some Western country, say this area unsafe. Yeah. You think it's okay? So we're following our new guide and take us to a place with a bunch of old trees that she recommended. Go check it out. That was very good. That was a very interesting piece of history that I'm not very aware of. So we got to learn something new. So no shooting. Do many Thai people use for sport? So we've embarked into the wilderness, as you can hear. There's a lot of nature here. Very pristine. Oh, someone's got a garden out here. I don't know if you can see, but in the jungle, I'm being swarmed by insects. Apparently some of the world's biggest trees are out here. I was not expecting a jungle trek today, but here we are in the Malay Communist Rebellion jungle. Oh look, a toilet all the way out here. Ah, that's quite the hill climb. We really are just out here. Look at this trail. At least it is one. It's funny, the walking stick was growing a mushroom. We arrived at one of the first of many of the giant trees this region's famous for. And this in particular, this one is spectacular. Look at that. This bridge is a little sketchy, but it seems effective enough. Look at this. Words do not really describe how spectacularly big this tree is, and it has a river running right through its roots. I've never seen that before. Here's for scale. We're gonna make haste and get back because one, we have a long day ahead of us, but two, the woman who let us here, she has to wait by the gate. This area is closed off, just like the museum was. But well, we've had a helping hand, but she's waiting for us, and I don't want to waste her time.
I was advised not to film too much here by some locals. I'm not entirely sure why, but I'll respect it. The girl that guided us around this afternoon also wouldn't accept any money for her time, only wanting to share this place with us. I couldn't ask for better treatment as a stranger here in this odd jungle.
It is time to move along. Off to maybe see an abandoned village, but maybe not if I can't find it. I didn't find it last time, so we're going back partially the same way as before, see if maybe this time there'll be a chance. So this will be the most dangerous driving section of the trip, an area known for bandits, holdups. Recently a tour bus was torched coming from Malaysia on this road.
I'm now looking for an abandoned village of the Sakai people, an almost extinct indigenous group that was once targeted by the Chinese as potential allies in the region, much like other ethnic minorities. It is said that they are among the original peoples inhabiting Southeast Asia, more similar to Papuan tribes people than their more recently arrived neighbors.
There's no resources, no signs, no nothing. Yeah, this road does not exist at all, according to the map. It's probably, at this point, better to turn around. It kind of seems like the road is about to end anyways. The road's ending naturally.
The village I was looking for was supposed to be off the road on this river, but I couldn't find a road, or even a pathway. Maybe it's been lost to the tests of time, or has been reclaimed by the jungle, like many before it.
Made it now past the road where they're torching buses and things. So now we're going to continue on to Betong, which is probably probably the second safest area in this region, actually. It's time to disembark again. I tried to find that abandoned Sakai village, the ethnic abandoned village, and I could not find it. And since I don't have internet connection, it's very difficult to narrow it down. So the village does not exist anymore, which means there's nothing for me to do here except get shot. So, time to go. Come on, guys. You gotta get out of the way. Tell the chickens to leave. These are the dumbest chickens I've ever seen in my life. Unfortunately, there was a blockade and no cars were allowed through, and I didn't see any way to enter. How does this work if there's oncoming traffic? This is an elaborate barricade.
I found out shortly the answer to my question. The bigger vehicle has the right of way and runs you off the road.
Those vendors that we just passed are selling gasoline imported over from Malaysia. The gas smuggling is one of the major gang activities around here, but they sell the fuel out in the open. It's related to the conflict because the gas smugglers teamed up with pirates, who teamed up with drug cartels, who teamed up with insurgents. Yaris is really shining on these hills. I'm capped out at 40 kilometers an hour. It's gonna be mountains the whole way, so that's gonna be exhausting. These jungled mountain areas are known for being a popular hiding place for the guerrilla fighters and terrorist groups. They set up bases in the hills.
After a few agonizingly slow hours of driving due to my cheap rental car's very weak engine, and quite a few police checkpoints later, we have returned to the southern tip of Thailand in the city of Betong.
Alright, we made it to Betong. We're gonna try again to see if we can get our SIM cards activated so we can actually use internet here. Get the approval. Apparently they have to take biometric data to make sure you're not a terrorist before you're allowed to use the internet.
If you haven't watched my first video in Thailand's red zone, which most of you probably haven't, since I think it was dead on arrival, I'll add some context. Due to the violent separatist groups and ongoing insurgency in Thailand's deep south, cell service and data are entirely blocked for everyone that isn't approved for use by the police. Because I have a foreign eSIM though, this has been a big problem for me all week.
Okay, we arrived at the nicest hotel in the city. It's even in Chinese. Maybe it's made by the Chinese. I'm gonna see if I can negotiate a better deal because I do not want to pay full price for this thing. But all the other hotels were quite shit, as is true with this area. How much is one room for 2 people?
Today is a normal day. Most people here is
Malaysia?
come from Malaysia, Chinese people,
yeah.
Malay or Indian. Not many Western.
Oh, nice secure car park. A reasonable sunset in the distance. Not a bad day. The most famous food in this region is types of Chinese food, specifically Chinese food with special soy sauce made only in this region. So we're gonna go find it. The Chinese influence is noticeable by a lot here. Even in Thailand's terrorist-ridden deep south, you still have elephant pants.
I will say, Betong is a bit odd of a city, since even though it's in Thailand's red zone, its economy is largely influenced by Malaysian tourists. Its mixed Chinese history makes it familiar to Malay Chinese, but that's not quite what draws people in. Let's just say, people come here for a less halal time than one can have in the Muslim majority nation of Malaysia. I'll explain more when the sun goes down.
Yeah, let's go. This place, yeah, it's a little expensive by Thai standards, but it's known for specifically a type of chicken that only comes from this region, which is a free-range chicken that's wild. And delivered chrysanthemum.
There's a top on it.
That's good.
It's wrapped in plastic.
That's very good. Have some chrysanthemum tea and some ice to water down the copious amounts of sugar they put in it. We have watercress and the very famous chicken and noodles. The chicken is cooked in a special kind of soy sauce that only exists in this region as well. The noodles are the most popular side dish. And then the watercress grows in the river here, the really big river that we passed on the way. I wanted to see the communist China influence in the far north Malaysian Thai border regions. Well, in the deep south, but the far north of the deep south. China has this really specific love for room temperature chicken. Or even cold, straight from the fridge. Yeah, the dark meat with a bit of skin dipped into the Betong chili soy sauce. The good ambiance, people are having a good time, everyone's eating, babies are crying, noise of motorbikes in the back, and my chicken is cold. Life could not get better than this.
Comments aside, I really do like the cold chicken dishes. The noodles and watercress were good too, but make sure the greens are nicely cooked. because, well, watercress carries parasites in this region.
Alright, that was right behind me there. Taiyuan restaurant. The most famous Chinese restaurant in the city. And it succeeded extremely well. It succeeded extremely well at doing what you expect from a Chinese restaurant. It's time to move on. Oh my fucking God. And then there's the clock tower at night. This is the worst place to stand in the whole city. As you can see, look at all this shit.
It's time to go back to our hotel for the night. But if you remember what I mentioned earlier about the non-halal time that the tourists come for, well, here it is. It seems that some other guests at this hotel are already out on the streets tonight for some rare forms of entertainment.
The streets are full of more debaucherous opportunities for the Malaysian public. Those who desire something they cannot get at home.
All I'll say from here is that it's estimated that nearly 1 out of 5 workers in Betong City are working in the personal nighttime entertainment industry. I woke up to a variety of people looking into my hotel room from the roof this morning. That was pleasant. But anyways, I'm heading out for my next adventure, so that's going to be it for this video. I did go to the southernmost point of Thailand across the Malaysian border, but for some reason it was closed today. In other words, no content to be found. Anyways, I hope you've enjoyed, and for now, it's goodbye from Thailand's most complicated region.